Love and Truth Network really helps churches in two primary ways. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people that are in ministry and serving the Lord who were involved in maybe early exposure to pornography or early sexualization of some kind or another, or full-on sexual abuse. And these young people have grown up over time. They love the Lord. Maybe they were involved in church early on in their life. Maybe they got involved a little bit later. They want to serve the Lord. But along with their desire to serve the Lord and perhaps their calling on their life, they have had this infiltration of garbage into their life that they never wanted early on. And yet here it is. And then often these young people will pick up habits with pornography or sexual sin, and will oftentimes take those right into Bible college or seminary and hope that, well, what's going to heal this is maybe marriage. And once I get married, this will take care of it. Well, it never does take care of it. We actually need to work these things out in the context of community. And so my point here is, one of the ways we help the church is so many times the church actually has Christian leaders, pastors, others in ministry leadership roles who themselves are struggling, who themselves are miserable because they are preaching one thing, teaching one thing, but in private they're living something very different. Well, we want to be a ministry that is here to help them break through those patterns of sin. And then in addition to that, we definitely want to also be here for churches and pastors who are looking for ways of getting further equipped. They themselves are not bound. Nobody's living a perfect life, obviously, but they themselves are not bound by sexual sin or sexual addiction, but they're looking for ways of getting more equipped to lead their churches, to lead their congregations, to lead their men, their women, their students in ways that really do lead to life and the best kind of human thriving defined by God. And so we want to be here to pour into pastors and leaders. We want to be able to answer specific questions that particular pastors are facing with families in their church or other dynamics happening in their church. We want to really be a very contextual resource for them. That is both through phone calls, online communication. It's oftentimes online training that happens, not just for that pastor, but for a group of 5 or 6 people or a group of 20 or 50 people involved in leadership in some way. And then that often will lead to on-site ministry events of long weekend events where there's a variety of different trainings that we offer to moms, to dads, to leaders, to young people, preaching on Sunday, doing extensive Q&A as well in each one of these different contexts. So those are some of the ways that we support the church in helping the church get equipped to do, frankly, what we believe the church was designed and called to do by God in making disciples, not just leading people to Jesus and making converts, but rather discipling in our sex-saturated and identity-confused culture. We all need to be equipped on these particular topics.